Let me ask you something powerful today, something that might completely shift the way you think about your own body. What if the reason you feel exhausted, irritable, weak, or mentally foggy isn't because you were broken, but because your body is simply asking for more fuel? You see, most people walk around believing they're tired because of stress, busy schedules, or simply getting older. But I want you to pause and consider this. Your body is a machine brilliantly designed to survive, adapt, and thrive. But it can only do that when you give it the right energy. And for millions of people out there trying to fight fatigue, fight cravings, fight mood swings, fight burnout, the missing link is often carbohydrates. Not sugar-packed junk, not ultra-processed food, but real whole food carbohydrates, the kind that human beings have eaten for thousands of years. If your body is sending you signals and you keep ignoring them, remember, the body whispers before it screams. Fatigue starts as a whisper. Mood changes start as a whisper. Weak workouts, another whisper. Hair shedding, poor recovery, dizziness, all whispers. And when you don't listen, the whispers become warnings. Warnings that your muscles, your brain, your hormones, and your metabolism are running on empty. Now, you've probably heard a lot of confusing advice out there. Carbs are bad. Carbs make you fat. Cut carbs to lose weight. But here's the truth. Your body is not your enemy. Carbohydrates are not your enemy. In fact, your brain runs on glucose. Your muscles store glycogen. Your thyroid depends on proper carbohydrate intake. Your stress hormones stay balanced when carbs are available. Your sleep improves when your body isn't starving for energy. Carbs are not the problem. The source of carbs is the problem. And today, I want to empower you with clarity, with simplicity, and with science-backed truth so you can finally understand the 5 clear signs your body is telling you, hey, I need more fuel, I need more energy, I need more carbs. So as you listen, ask yourself, have I been ignoring these signs? Because the moment you understand what your body is saying, everything can change. Your energy, your focus, your metabolism, your strength, your mood, your life. Remember, your body is not trying to slow you down. It's trying to wake you up. It's asking you to nourish it, not punish it. Support it, not starve it. Restore it, not restrict it. And that starts by recognizing the powerful signals that tell you it's time to bring healthy carbs back into your diet naturally, intelligently, and confidently. Carbohydrates are one of the body's primary energy sources, but somewhere along the way, they became the villain. Low-carb diets rose in popularity, followed by fear, confusion, and guilt around eating foods that were once considered normal, natural, and nourishing. But here's the truth. Your body is built to use carbohydrates efficiently. When you remove carbs too aggressively or unintentionally cut them too low, your body must fight harder to maintain balance. And that creates a chain reaction that affects nearly every system: your nervous system, endocrine system, muscles, sleep, recovery, and even emotional health. Understanding this matters because so many people blame themselves for feeling tired, unmotivated, or mentally drained. They think they're weak. They think it's normal. They think it's just life. But it's not. It's biology. Your muscles store carbohydrates as glycogen. This is your fuel tank. When it's empty, your body struggles to perform. Your workouts feel harder. Everyday movement feels heavier. Muscle breakdown increases. Your brain relies on glucose for focus, memory, and emotional balance. When carbs drop too low, you experience irritability, brain fog, and mood swings, not because you're a negative person, but because your brain is asking for nourishment. Your thyroid, your metabolic engine, needs adequate carbohydrates to produce T3, the hormone that keeps your metabolism running. Low carbs over time can slow your metabolic rate, reduce body temperature, impact digestion, and disrupt hormones. Your sleep depends on stable blood sugar. If your energy drops too low at night, stress hormones rise, and that's why so many people wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. restless and confused. This matters because carbohydrates are not optional, they are foundational. And by learning the signs that you need more carbs, you give your body the respect it deserves. You stop fighting it, you start supporting it. This is not about eating donuts, pastries, or fast food. This is about recognizing your body's signals and responding with whole food carbohydrates: fruit, potatoes, oats, rice, vegetables, legumes, all the foods that humans have thrived on throughout history. Understanding this matters because once you fuel your body correctly, everything constant fatigue is one of the first and clearest signs that your body needs more carbohydrates. And it's often the most misunderstood. Most people think tiredness comes from lack of sleep, too much stress, or simply overdoing it. But In many cases, the real reason is far simpler. Your body doesn't have enough glycogen, your main source of quick, usable energy. When you consistently eat too few carbs, your muscles and your liver don't have the stored fuel they need to keep you energized throughout the day. So even if you sleep 8 hours, even if you feel like you're trying your best, you still wake up dragging your feet, struggling to focus and fighting to stay alert. That isn't a character flaw. It's your body running on an empty tank. When glycogen levels drop, your body shifts into a conservation mode. It tries to save energy wherever possible. That means you may feel heavy, slow, or mentally foggy because your brain and muscles are conserving fuel instead of using it freely. This is why even simple tasks, walking upstairs, concentrating on work, or holding conversations, start to feel like effort. Your brain, which uses a significant amount of glucose, starts firing more slowly. Your mood may dip. You may feel unmotivated or unusually overwhelmed by basic chores. And because your energy is inconsistent, you end up relying on caffeine or stimulants to push through the day, which can make things worse in the long run. This kind of fatigue is different from normal tiredness. It doesn't go away with rest. It doesn't improve with a weekend off. It lingers and sometimes gets worse because you're not addressing the root cause. Your body isn't getting the carbohydrates it needs to function optimally. When you reintroduce healthy carbs like oats, potatoes, fruit, rice, and legumes, your energy begins to stabilize. Your muscles finally get the glycogen they've been craving. Your brain gets the glucose it needs to stay sharp, and suddenly tasks feel easier. You're more alert, you're more motivated, you move through the day with more natural vitality instead of forcing yourself to push through sheer exhaustion. Adding carbs to your routine doesn't require dramatic changes. It can start with something as simple as including a serving of fruit in the morning or adding a potato or a cup of rice to lunch. Within days, many people notice they feel lighter, clearer, and more capable. The important thing is to listen to your body. Fatigue isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of low fuel. And when you give your body the right kind of carbohydrates, you unlock the steady, sustainable energy you were meant to feel all along. Weak workouts and poor recovery are some of the strongest signs that your body needs more carbohydrates, and they often show up long before people realize what's happening. You may notice that exercises you once handled easily suddenly feel heavier, slower, or more exhausting. Your strength stops progressing, your endurance drops, and even your motivation to train begins to fade. This isn't because you're getting weaker or losing discipline. It's because your muscles don't have the stored glycogen they need to perform. Glycogen is your body's premium workout fuel. When you lift weights, run, cycle, or do any form of physical exertion, your muscles pull energy straight from glycogen reserves. Without enough carbohydrates in your diet, those reserves empty quickly, leaving your body struggling to keep up. When glycogen is low, you feel it immediately. Workouts feel harder, your stamina collapses sooner, and your muscles fatigue faster than normal. Even warm-ups may feel like full workouts, and beyond performance, recovery becomes a major issue. Your muscles repair themselves most effectively when they have enough glucose to rebuild tissue, manage inflammation, and restore strength. Without proper carbs, your recovery slows down dramatically. You may feel sore for longer, experience stiffness the next day, or notice that your body simply doesn't bounce back the way it used to. This isn't just physically frustrating, it can also affect your confidence and consistency. Another key issue is that low-carb training puts unnecessary stress on your nervous system. When your body senses a lack of fuel, it becomes more difficult to maintain intensity. Your heart rate spikes faster, you feel out of breath quicker, your mind struggles to stay focused on the workout. In some cases, people even experience dizziness or lightheadedness because their blood sugar drops during exercise. Your body isn't trying to sabotage you, it's trying to protect you, it's signaling that it needs more accessible energy to safely and effectively perform the work you're asking of it. Reintroducing healthy carbohydrates into your pre- and post-workout routine can transform your training experience. Something as simple as a banana, a boiled potato, or a small bowl of oats before exercise can dramatically improve strength, stamina, and mental clarity during your session. After training, a balanced meal with both protein and carbs helps replenish glycogen, repair tissue, and reduce soreness. When your muscles finally get what they need, your workouts become smoother, stronger, and more enjoyable. You regain consistency, your progress returns, and your body grows instead of breaking down. Fueling properly isn't optional. It's the foundation of long-term strength and performance. Mood swings, irritability, and brain fog are some of the most overlooked signs that your body needs more carbohydrates, yet they are among the most common. Many people blame their mood changes on stress, hormones, or lack of sleep, but often the root cause is much simpler. The brain isn't receiving enough glucose to function smoothly. Your brain uses more energy than any other organ in your body, burning roughly 20% of your total fuel supply each day. And its preferred fuel, its cleanest, most efficient source of energy, is glucose. When you eat too few carbohydrates, especially over long periods of time, your brain begins to feel that shortage almost immediately. Thoughts feel slower. Concentration requires extra effort. Decision-making becomes harder. You may feel scattered, overwhelmed, or unusually emotional. This isn't because something is wrong with you psychologically. It's because your brain is running on low battery. When glucose levels drop too low, the body releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline in an attempt to raise blood sugar. These hormones are helpful during emergencies, but when triggered frequently due to low carbohydrate intake, they can make you feel anxious, edgy, or short-tempered. You might notice yourself snapping at people, feeling irritated by small things, or becoming emotionally sensitive for no clear reason. Many people describe it as simply not feeling like themselves. This emotional instability is often a direct reflection of unstable blood sugar and insufficient carbohydrate energy. Brain fog is another powerful indicator. Tasks that normally feel simple suddenly feel complicated. You may read something and forget it immediately, struggle to find the right words, or feel mentally blurred. Some people experience trouble focusing at work, losing track of conversations, or feeling disconnected during the day. These symptoms often improve dramatically within hours of eating a balanced carbohydrate source. That's how quickly the brain responds to proper fuel. The solution isn't to overload on sugar or processed snacks. It's to include consistent, steady carbohydrate sources that feed the brain gradually and cleanly. Fruits, sweet potatoes, whole grains, legumes, and root vegetables supply a mix of glucose and fiber that supports stable energy throughout the day. When these foods become a part of your regular meals, your mood begins to lift, your focus sharpens, and life feels more manageable. Small changes make a big difference. Adding fruit to your breakfast, choosing rice or potatoes with lunch, or including a wholesome carb with dinner. As soon as your brain receives steady energy again, irritability fades, clarity returns, and you regain a sense of balance and calm. Your mood is not random, it's feedback. And when you nourish your brain with the right fuel, you feel more grounded, capable, and mentally strong. Sleep troubles, especially the pattern of falling asleep easily but waking up around 2 or 3 a.m., are one of the most overlooked signs that your body needs more carbohydrates. Most people blame stress, overthinking, or a bad sleep schedule, but very often the real issue is that your blood sugar is dropping too low overnight. When you go to sleep with insufficient glycogen stored in your liver, your body doesn't have enough steady fuel to keep your blood sugar stable through the night. As your levels dip, your body responds by releasing cortisol and adrenaline to raise blood sugar back up. These hormones are stimulating by nature, so instead of sleeping deeply, you suddenly wake up, alert, restless, and confused, exactly in the early morning hours when you should be recovering the most. This isn't random, it's a protective survival mechanism. Your body is trying to keep you safe and maintain vital functions, not disrupt your sleep. But when this happens night after night, you begin to feel exhausted during the day, even if you think you had enough hours of rest. The quality of your sleep matters just as much as the quantity, and low carbohydrate intake can significantly disrupt that quality. Another layer of this issue is how carbohydrates support serotonin and melatonin production. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter linked to calmness, mood regulation, and relaxation. Melatonin is your sleep hormone responsible for helping you drift into deep, restorative sleep. Adequate carbohydrate intake, especially in the evening, can support the natural production of both. When carbs are too low, your body struggles to create the biochemical conditions necessary for deep sleep. You may lay in bed feeling wired, anxious, or restless, or you might fall asleep easily but wake up frequently throughout the night. Adding the right carbohydrates to your dinner can make a tremendous difference. Foods like potatoes, rice, oats, or fruit help refill liver glycogen stores so your blood sugar stays balanced through the night. When your body has steady fuel, cortisol stays low, and your nervous system can finally relax instead of switching into emergency mode. Many people notice that simply adding a moderate whole food carb source with their evening meal stops the 2-3 a.m. wake-ups almost immediately. This isn't about overeating or loading up on carbs. It's about giving your body the fuel it needs to feel safe, stable, and calm. A small serving of carbs at dinner can be enough to reset your entire sleep cycle. When you nourish your body properly, you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling refreshed instead of drained. Your sleep is a direct reflection of your internal balance, and restoring that balance begins with fueling your body the way it's designed to be fueled. Hair thinning, cold hands and feet, and a noticeably slower metabolism are often dismissed as unrelated issues, but they are powerful signals that your body may need more carbohydrates. When carbohydrate intake becomes too low for too long, your body is forced to shift into a state of conservation. It's trying to protect you by slowing down non-essential functions so it can reserve energy for the most vital processes. This natural survival mechanism affects your thyroid, your circulation, your hair growth cycle, and even the temperature regulation in your hands and feet. Your thyroid is especially sensitive to energy availability, and carbohydrates play a key role in its function. The thyroid hormone T3, responsible for your metabolic rate, body temperature, digestion, and overall energy, requires adequate glucose to be produced efficiently. When carbs are consistently low, T3 levels can drop. Without enough T3, your metabolism slows down to conserve fuel. This is why you may notice that you gain weight easily, struggle to lose weight, or feel like your body is sluggish. You're not imagining it. Your body is literally dialing down its internal thermostat. Cold hands and feet are another sign of this shift. When energy is limited, your body prioritizes warmth for essential organs, your heart, lungs, brain, and reduces blood flow to your extremities. That's why your fingers or toes may feel numb, icy, or unusually sensitive to cold. You might layer up or turn on heaters, but the root cause isn't the weather. It's your body's attempt to conserve warmth because it doesn't have enough carbohydrate fuel to keep everything running at full power. Hair thinning is one of the most emotionally difficult symptoms. Hair is not essential for survival, so when the body senses low energy intake, it reduces resources for hair growth. This may shorten the growth phase of your hair cycle, leading to more shedding, slower growth, and weaker strands. Many people panic when they see more hair on their brush or in the shower, not realizing the solution may be as simple as restoring balanced carbohydrate intake. When you begin eating enough carbs, your body starts redirecting energy back toward non-essential functions, including healthy hair growth, reintroducing whole food carbohydrates, fruit, potatoes, whole grains, legumes, provides the steady glucose the thyroid and metabolism rely on. Gradual increases work best because they allow your body to shift out of survival mode safely and naturally. Within weeks, many people notice warmer hands and feet, better digestion, more stable weight, and less hair shedding. Your metabolism isn't broken. It's protecting you by giving your body enough carbohydrates. You remind it that it's safe, nourished, and supported. Then it can finally return to its naturally energetic, warm, vibrant state. Cravings, binge eating, and a loss of appetite control are some of the most frustrating and confusing signs that your body needs more carbohydrates. Many people blame themselves, thinking they lack discipline or willpower, when in reality, their body is simply reacting to an energy shortage. When you consistently eat too few carbs, your body senses that fuel is limited. It responds by increasing hunger hormones, especially ghrelin, and reducing leptin, the hormone that signals fullness. This hormonal imbalance creates a powerful biological drive to seek out food, especially quick sources of energy like sweets or processed snacks. It's not a personality flaw or emotional weakness. It's your body's intelligent survival system trying to protect you from low energy availability. When carbohydrates are too low, your blood sugar becomes unstable throughout the day. You might feel fine for a while, then suddenly experience intense cravings that seem to come out of nowhere. These cravings often feel urgent, like you need something right now. That's because your brain is asking for glucose quickly, and your body knows sugar delivers it fastest. It's also why people who restrict carbs often end up overeating late at night. By that time, the body has gone too long without enough fuel, and the urge to eat becomes much stronger than your ability to resist it. What feels like a lack of control is actually a biological response to underfueling. Binge eating is another extreme form of this survival response. When glycogen stores are depleted and your body hasn't received enough carbs for a long period, it goes into a mode where it tries to replenish quickly. Once you start eating, especially carbohydrate-rich foods, the body pushes you to eat more to restore what it lost. This is why binges often feel automatic or overwhelming. Your body is trying to correct an imbalance, not sabotage your goals. The solution begins with consistency. When you give your body predictable, balanced meals that include carbohydrates, your hunger hormones stabilize, your energy becomes steady, your mind feels calmer, and the urgency around food decreases. Eating carbs earlier in the day, such as fruit with breakfast or rice with lunch, can dramatically reduce evening cravings. Whole food carbohydrate sources nourish your body gradually, giving your brain and muscles the fuel they need without triggering the highs and lows that lead to overeating. As your body begins to trust that it will receive enough energy on a daily basis, those intense cravings fade, binge tendencies weaken, food becomes more enjoyable and less stressful. Regaining control isn't about restriction, it's about meeting your body's needs so it doesn't have to shout for help. Consistent, balanced carbohydrate intake brings balance back to your appetite, your energy, and your relationship with food. Your body is always talking to you through energy, mood, performance, sleep, and appetite. Listen to it, respect it, fuel it. You deserve a life full of strength, clarity, and vitality, and that starts by giving your body the carbs it needs to thrive. Start today, one meal, one choice, one powerful step toward a stronger you.